Hello, Internet. Hello, Sam, and welcome back to a new season of After Campfire and a new season of the world. It's fall now. We haven't made one of these in a while, and it's really funny because, like, every now and then I talk to people about how they really hate to hear their voice recorded. They're uncomfortable, like, interacting with a camera in this kind of way. And because of like After Campfire and some other stuff, but mostly After Campfire, I've gotten extremely just used to it. But whew, it's been a long time, and it was like weird to even get into the mind state of doing this because yeah, after camp, Sam couldn't talk, and then after like a month, he finally made, or a month and a half or whatever, he finally made a video of hi, I can barely talk. But I am alive, so thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Uh, Henry's Diary of How to Adult is also the answer to Sam's question, and my own question is all going to be wrapped into one. So let me just summarize the questions that I'll be going over. So Sam was basically just, how was your summer? AKA, summarize the time in between now and your last video. Uh, and my question is about something along the lines of like, what do you do when you feel forced to do something, or like, how do you react to that? I don't remember the context of it. I didn't watch my whole video before this. I didn't really care, but I realized something that was very funny about another aspect of me and Sam's relationship and how we are very, very opposite, where Sam is a yes man and I'm a no person. But I'll go over that in a bit. So my summer, this has been a summer filled with trips and six. So at the very beginning, in my last video, was when Alicia was here. And I had a series of trips of people coming here or me going there, or like, well, trips of people visiting and me visiting people. The first one of the summer was Alicia coming to the West Coast, came down to California first. We went to her friend's wedding, and she came here, stayed here, we camped, and went camping with my other friends here, Justin, John, and Rob. Super fun. After that, she went back. Oh yeah, and that was when I got my new couch. Wow! I haven't made a video since I've had that couch. Weird. This table's also new, but I haven't had that as long. Though, I think I need to replace it. I think it's a little bit too big. Anyways. So after that, I think, was my trip to the East Coast to visit camp, which was fun. It was a little bit goofy because Sam, you left. You left right before I got there. Sam had to go to a wedding, and we knew that like one of the days I was gonna be there or something like that, he wouldn't be there, but he left early, so he wasn't there the entire time. So what we did is I took a red eye to get there. So I met him at like 7 a.m. in the morning after my flight, and I landed at like 6 and got a rental car, met Sam at like 6:30 or something. We hung out, we got breakfast, then I drove up to camp, went to camp, but Sam wasn't there. Uh, I'm trying to remember. I feel like someone else was not there when they were supposed to. And Justin, it doesn't matter. I could see Justin here. He was so busy and had to like the last day I was there, we were gonna hang out, and I pushed him into doing this, which was just like he joined a day off for there was a ton of foreign staff this summer, so they didn't have cars, so they weren't able to leave. And Chris Schultz went up to me. He's like, "Hey, I know you were gonna hang out with Justin, but Justin's one of our only drivers. Do you think he'd be cool with driving them?" And to be fair, Justin was like, we were gonna hang out. I'm like, no, no, no. You are friends with these people. This is a one-time thing. I'll see you in a few weeks. Go. So he went. So instead, I kind of fumbled around camp, hung out, did some circus. Oh, I taught kids fire eating. Like the interns from when I was last there were now seniors. So I taught them. And I taught like a few of my favorite circus campers how to eat fire. And it was lovely. It was the goofiest thing. Like, I think 2020 was like my most macho fire eating class. Because we had like all of my old campers who are now like second and third year seniors, and it was the goofiest thing. And then I had, I think, the queerest class, which is just very funny in comparison to each other. Uh, but I love them, and it was so much fun. Uh, so we almost couldn't finish because of rainy day stuff, but we did. Um, we just had like two-hour sessions instead of like 4 or 5 1-hour sessions, and it worked out well. And they were very great. They were very reasonable. I got to teach with Emily again. And I spent a lot of time just hanging out with some of the campers, especially especially I'm I'm avoiding a name right now because I'm trying to remember if it's a name they go by anymore. So I'm not gonna say it. But one of my favorite campers was there, and we hung out a lot, and it was lovely. And it was really nice to talk to campers from this generation about my experience as a little kid, as a senior, and as like a CIT and a counselor, and how things have changed over time, how things have been better and worse, and it's just very interesting to hear it from their perspective. But yeah, so after that, I hung out a little bit after camp. Then I went home, and I was going to go to the East Coast in October for a wedding, which got canceled. So, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not gonna go visit camp people until the holidays. But then Alicia was like, hey, you know how when I visited, you were like a little bummed that you weren't invited to like hang out at my sister's wedding? Uh, Sam can't join anymore because you were like busy with things, like another wedding or something. Wanna join? So I'm like, well, I was already gonna go to an East Coast wedding in a few months, so why not go to an East Coast wedding this summer, anyways? So I went to LA because the weird timing of how my trips and stuff was going to set up, it was basically the only time I could visit LA until Thanksgiving. And also, I wanted to get a haircut, and I like to get a haircut in LA. Uh, so it worked out well, especially because it was also right when my half brother got back to the States. So we got to hang out a little bit. He was still jet lagged, it didn't really count for much. So again, went to LA with Alicia and then back here. Then went to camp. Then went to LA. Then went to, I keep forgetting the actual state, if it was like North Carolina or something. I don't remember. I keep, it's so stupid. The southern East Coast states are just not a thing I care about. They all blur. Yeah. So I went there. I went to Alicia's sister's wedding. Got to help with the wedding, which was so much fun because I got to see all the weird behind the scenes stuff, especially of Alicia's sister just so not having it with so many things. But me and Alicia's other friend Millen like helped to drive them around. So like I drove Danny to her own wedding, and it was super goofy, super fun. It was a lot of fun in general, just hanging out. We saw Alicia's new place. I hung out with Sam. I hung out with Sydney, who I had seen the first trip also, or stayed with the first trip. We did our random, I don't remember, I think on one of the trips, I went twice. We watched like a bunch of like old Doctor Who stuff, and then another, we did like a bunch of Star Trek stuff. Well, the original, the 2005 or so Star Trek movie that I really like. Maybe it's later. Either way, it was very fun to rewatch that with her. And then I got back. We're skipping over the medical drama that Sam talked about. A little bit after I got back, because I guess that was the end of the trips, Rebecca came here, which worked out well because I wasn't able to see Rebecca on the last trip. And she came for a bit. I'll explain more about that in a little bit, but it was nice because I did some of the touristy stuff with her. We went to the Space Needle. We missed Pike Place, which is a bummer. Went to some of the parks in the area. Went to Chihuli's Glass Museum. Went to Theo Chocolate. Hey Sam, why don't you visit? Anyways, that was a lot of fun. And then she left. I had like 2 weeks, and then my mom came, and then we went like with my cousin up to an island. My cousin and my aunt up to one of the islands. I'm forgetting the name of it. San Juan Island, which was cool. We saw whales. My cousin has a crazy drone that can fly like miles from him to get pictures of these like, we got pictures of like seals that were miles away on this teeny little island. Like we could only hear them. So I'm like, Greg, send the drone. I want to see them. So he did, and it was cool. But that was lovely. what was not lovely is how many times I was sick or something or incapacitated this summer. So I don't remember exactly when these happened, but when it became summer and hot, I started using the air conditioning a lot at night in my bedroom. I think I had the following two medical issues because of that, because it was so dry in my bedroom at night. Like, I had an issue with my throat that I thought was like something way worse than it was, because there were a few nights where it was really bad. Then I thought, same thing with my eyes. It was like, I guess, super dry and crusty or something on one eye. I don't know. It hurt to open my eye. So I went to specialists for both of those, which is, I've never been to a proper eye doctor before. I've never gone to a proper ENT, like ear, nose, throat doctor before. Both of them were extraordinarily unpleasant experiences. Both of them were just like, why didn't you go to a normal doctor first? I'm like, I thought these were emergencies. They weren't. And then, I'm not going to go into details, but when I went to the East Coast for the wedding, I got a cyst, which was not pleasant. And I like had to go to the hospital twice to get that dealt with. And then when Rebecca visited, she got COVID. We don't know exactly when. And then I got it from her, because before she was clearly had COVID, I surely got it from her. Like, we tried to distance when she tested positive, but as soon as, like, a day or two later, I got it too. Or 2 days later, I tested positive. After so long, I got it. I was so happy to have not ever gotten it. But someone came here and gave it to me. Rebecca, rude. Oh, so that wasn't fun. But it wasn't too bad. I was sore. I was tired. That was it. I feel like when I got the booster, I felt even worse. And now it's fall, and Justin's back, which is cool. And like, I've just been like hanging out with games and friends, playing games when I haven't been sick, because there was also just like 2 other times I'm just sick. This was a bad year health-wise for me. Welcome to getting older. I know I'm not that old, but I am almost 30. Feels bad. I made like 3 new commander decks this summer, and well, I just made 2. So I made 2 this summer and these 2 yesterday. So those are exciting. I'm happy about those. One of them is named Nine-Fingered Keen. She has 9 fingers. I had to make the deck. It's very important. But my question to Sam was about like feeling obligated to do something, feeling forced to do something. And Sam talked about how he always feels that way because he's like a yes man. Even if he's not qualified to do something or shouldn't be the one doing something, he always says yes, which is so true. Again, why his voice is still bad. He's being told not to talk. He's still talking. So that's a part of his personality. But either way, that's Sam. But me and Sam always had that left brain, right brain joke going on. But I never thought about, I don't think I'm a particularly like purely negative person overall in our outlook on life. If anything, Sam might be more. I don't know. But as far as that kind of thing, of being like a yes man, I am not that. I am usually very lame, say no all the time, pretty hesitant. If it's something that is annoying or whatever, like if my friend ever asks me for anything, I will always help them. But this kind of thing is different. But I realized this week, I took a day off on Friday because I was just feeling crappy, that I had barely taken any time off this summer. When I visited the East Coast, I extended it to be there for like a whole week, or for the wedding. And I worked from New York's Amazon office, which I thought was also just cool to do. And it was. But I had I had like an issue that was making me go to the hospital that whole week, and I could barely walk. And I was still going. And when I had COVID, this project I'd been working on at work was like 2 weeks late and like very delayed, and basically my thing was the last thing to go, and like my part kept getting blocked, and it was like, please, we're so close to finish, please just finish it. And I worked while I had COVID. And I just realized like I guess I do inherently have a little bit of that, like, fine, I'll just do it. Even when I shouldn't, when I'm sick. Like, I will sacrifice my own health and sanity for things like that. I get a bit frustrated if things are done wrong. Like, I'm kind of the, like, fine, I'll do it myself kind of person. And that was probably a mistake this summer. I need to spend more time off because some of my time off won't roll over. Yay, because some of it is personal time, which is fine, except personal time doesn't roll over as much. So I have like 5 days of personal time to use or something like that. I don't know. Gotta use it. Anyways, Sam, it's been so long since we've made one of these, and I do want to hear about your summer. But since it's also the first episode of the season, tell me what you're looking forward to most for the season. So until your next summer. So tell me about your summer and what you're looking for, everything up until your next summer. Looking forward to hearing from you. See ya.